question from Sarah Spencer.
Hey, Nate, how are you?
I'm doing good.
I wanted to ask you about Philly, but first I had another question just about Trae and his performance in that first round. Just how much did you see him vibe on that big stage and really play with confidence, almost kind of a swagger?
I really saw the Trae that I've seen all season long. You know, he played with a lot of confidence. I thought he showed some growth, in running the team. But the guy that we saw in the playoffs was the guy I've been seeing really all season long. You know, he plays with a great deal of confidence. I thought he did a good job of establishing our tempo for us and, really managing the game in those 4 games that we won. So what he has been doing all season long for us, I thought he carried that into the playoffs.
What stands out to you about this Philly team? Although I know Embiid is kind of a question mark with his knee, but just overall, what strikes you about this team and how you guys kind of match up?
I think it's a very similar game to New York. They are bigger than New York. I think they could be even more physical out there on the floor. They have a lot of length. Defensively, they are really good in the sense that they fight you, they battle you, they touch you. They're very physical defenders. They're first in forcing turnovers. And offensively, they are going to attack you in the paint, with post-ups, offensive rebounding. So, what I see with this team is a very, very good defense that's physical. Offensively, they have size where they can attack you in the paint with post-ups. They have perimeter shooting that can burn you from the three-point line. So really, when you get to this point, the team is going to be solid, both inside and out. First and second units are going to be good. And you're going to have to play, good, solid basketball. So it's not anything we haven't seen. It's just a very similar game to the series we just came out of.
Chris Kirschner.
Hey, Nate, in the 3 games you guys played against them in the regular season, one of those, half their team was out, and then the other 2, you guys had a couple of guys who were injured. What can you take away from those 3 games to possibly help you in this playoff series?
Really not much, because as you mentioned, the game that we won here, they were, I think, coming off of a back-to-back, and a few of their guys were out. The 2 games that we played in Philadelphia, a lot of our guys was out. So it's really hard to take a lot, from those games. But, you look at those tapes and you get as much as you can. And, I think with how they're playing or how they were playing going down the stretch, as well as their games in the playoffs, you really study, those films. So we will take from as many games as we can, far as things that they do well, and trying to come up with a strategy to play against this team.
I'm curious, when you don't really have the regular season games to watch, does that make the scout work harder for you?
No, our guys have done a good job of getting us the information. I mean, we get the same information that we got on New York. And we do have the games from the regular season that we can look at and, take as much as we can, from those games. So no, we should be prepared to be ready to go on Sunday.
Mark Bradley.
Nate, is it fair to say that your team has now, it feels it has a higher ceiling than it did maybe 2 weeks ago? Or do you think that this team has seen itself as capable capable of these sort of things all along?
I mean, we're in the second round, and my focus is not what people think or anything like that. It's just focusing on Sunday's game and getting ourselves ready for Sunday's game. So what I thought we could do, or what people thought we could do or couldn't do, it really doesn't matter. You know, the focus is on, we're in the second round. We're going up against the top team in the East. And our focus is getting prepared to play that game on Sunday.
But I assume you do see a bit greater sense of belief in the team itself, having accomplished something in the playoffs now.
We still believe. We've always talked about that. You know, believing that we can win the game out in front of us. So that doesn't change for us. We did win a series, and now we're into the second round, and the belief is that you can win on Sunday, and that's the thing that we are preparing ourselves for, is to prepare and get ready for Sunday's game.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Reynolds.
Thank you. Nate, and with respect to the answer you just gave, Mark, too, I know you're focused on Sunday in this series, so I apologize for this kind of a broad one. When the Dallas Clippers series ends, there's going to be 8 teams left. These are 8 teams that a lot of them haven't won a championship in a long time. There's no LeBron, there's no Warriors, there's none of the usual suspects we've seen in the last decade. And how good can this be for the league? I mean, I don't want to call it parity, because these are really good teams that advanced, and the regular season records bore that. But is this good for the league broadly, that we're going to see new faces?
I'm not even going to go there. I'm not going to go and talk about what's good for the league. My focus is on the Hawks and facing Philadelphia.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Glaze.
Hey, Nate. So obviously Embiid's a big deal, and his status is very up in the air. With somebody of his caliber, you don't know what you're going to get on Sunday. Just how challenging does that make preparation for you guys? Is it 2 game plans, like if he plays, if he doesn't, or how are you guys approaching that?
We are approaching it as if he will be in uniform on Sunday. If that is not the case, then we will have to make an adjustment. But our preparation is that he will be playing on Sunday, and we will adjust as we get the news who's healthy for Philadelphia.
Dwayne Rankin.
Thank you. Coach, have 2 things. One, obviously, wanted to ask about Kevin and how he played in that first round. And he obviously knocked down threes is what he does, but what do you think about his play in that first round series?
Thought it was good. I thought he's been good really all season long. Just doing a nice job of being a two-way player. Defensively, I think we've seen growth in his ability to guard the ball. He had the assignment coming off the bench of guarding Rose and quickly. He has really had that assignment most of the season due to the injuries. He has had to guard, some of the best guards, wings on the opposing teams. Offensively, just continues to be aggressive with the basketball, not only looking for his shot, we know he can shoot ball, but attacking basket and, playing in the paint, making decisions with the ball. So I've really liked the way he has played really all season long for us.
Quick follow. I know that you and Monty are so close, and he had his first playoff series win. I just wanted to get your thoughts on him accomplishing that.
I think he's done a great job with his team, and to have the turnaround that Phoenix has had this season. I voted for him to be Coach of the Year. I think he deserves it. His team has played, really great basketball all season long, and to, really defeat the defending champions and move on to the second round. It just shows what he has done with that team. It really started for those guys in the bubble last summer, and they've continued to ride that momentum, and just really good basketball they've played out on the floor.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck next round.
Thank you.
Kevin Chouinard.
Coach, when you look at Joel Embiid under Doc Rivers versus Joel Embiid in previous seasons, do you see anything different?
I think he's playing in the post a lot more. He is. They are playing, I think, more old school basketball where he is in the paint, posting up and establishing the paint for them in the post. I think really early in his career he was kind of all over the place, playing a lot more on the perimeter, shooting a lot more threes, whereas now they are focusing on getting him the ball in the paint and allowing him to establish the Sixers by going through the post, that's old school basketball where you've had centers like a Shaquille Olajuwon, those guys who can really establish that post, that paint for you, force double teams to open up the perimeter. They've added shooters to their roster that can really try to keep the defense off of him. But I would say you're seeing more of his touches in the paint.
Mark Narducci.
Yeah, Nate, would you able to talk about Ben Simmons and the problems, he can cause defensively? I would assume that we'll see him on Trae quite a bit.
He's a challenge. I mean, because they are playing him. He can play 5 positions, and he does play 5 positions. He will play, of course, the point, but be listed as a 4. He'll play the 3, the 2, the 1, and the 5. He will guard 1 through 5. In their last game against Washington, he was guarding the center. He's a really good defender. He's big, he's fast, athletic. He can guard 1 through 5. They will move him around and put him in different positions so that he can cover the ball or switch on to the ball. So he's a guy that can disrupt your offense with them putting him on your best player. I expect to see them move him around on different guys. They've done it all season long, and I anticipate that they'll do the same thing with him against us. And then offensively, again, he creates a matchup problem because of his size, his ability to post up smaller players, his ability to attack, penetrate against bigger players. So he's a challenge, and he's someone that you certainly have to prepare for just as much as you prepare for Embiid and Harris.